We are back again.
Guess who's back?
Hi, welcome to podcast episode 4. Coming to you again and again, socially distanced, pre-recorded from our secure little location in sunny Tamworth. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Hello.
So, tonight we're going to be talking about genres. So, genres we love, genres we don't love, genres that we maybe love but don't want to tell anybody about it. Maybe. And we've got a new little feature that we're going to sort of have sit hand in hand with the podcast, which is we're going to be doing a playlist basically that sits alongside this. So if you go to Prom Night Rejects on Spotify, our artist profile, you will be able to see 3 tracks that we've chosen for this week. We'll be doing this for every podcast as well. 3 tracks we've chosen for this week just for the hell of it.
Oh yeah.
3 tracks. And so we'll talk to you about why we chose those ones, and we'll also feature then on the playlist the bands that we've got on today's podcast as well.
Like we mentioned in our other podcasts, we have a few topics in mind to talk about in the coming weeks, but as always, we would love to hear your suggestions, so please chat to us online on all our socials if you have any questions, if you would like a feature, if you just want a shout out. Let us know and we will say your name. Tonight, we're going to play some songs.
For a small fee, Dan. Yeah, small fee.
I love it. So tonight, we're going to play some songs from Beyond Recall and our good friends Falling Faster.
Tamworth lads.
Let's. However, coming to you live, a Spotify disclaimer from Dave.
All tracks played on tonight's show from the artist will be played through the Spotify app and will of course receive their standard play royalty in line with Anchor.fm guidelines.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh my god, I would just want Dave to just come into all my meetings at work and just say all shit like that.
Get some f***ing work done.
Right.
And now in Welsh.
Genre.
Now in Welsh.
No.
Oh, right, genre.
Are we talking genre? Oh, in fact, no, let's talk playlist first. Let's
Okay.
talk about the playlist. So, so we've put this playlist together. It will be called Season 1 Playlist, and it is on our artist profile on Spotify. So, in that, there will be, Circles will be on there, of course,
Hell yes.
because why would it not be?
Yep, big up to all the love that we've been receiving from Circles, and especially all the love from the music video release. Thank you to everybody for that.
Yeah. So on the playlist, we're going to be we've chose 3 songs that either mean something to us, or to be fair, we did have a little subject that we were bouncing around our little WhatsApp chat. I'm just trying to get to the chat. Professionalism at its finest. Let's scroll back.
Cut it.
Shit.
You know those videos on YouTube?
Okay, so f*** you two, seriously. So 3 songs we chose. So first track is an all-time favourite. So we're going to go, Dave, all-time favourite track, go.
From genre?
No, so
Playlist.
Playlist that's going on the playlist. Your week's all-time favourite track, first one that you chose.
My week's all-time favourite track, first one that I choose, is from my Cannot Live Without album. It is What's the Name by Green Day.
Awesome choice. Dan, all-time favourite?
Notorious B.I.G. Hypnotise.
Sweet.
Big up to my hip-hop crew out there.
And mine, again, come from my all-time You Can't Live Without album. I chose Kings and Queens.
Nice.
Banger of a song.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Number 2. New music that you're digging right now. So it could be a new band, it can be a big established band, I don't care. Dan.
Luke Combs, One Too Many. Now, I chose One Too Many just because I really like the song, but Luke Combs in general. Country singer. Big love to my country music at the moment through my wife. Absolutely amazing. Go and listen to it.
Awesome. I shall. Through the playlist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dave. what were you feeling? I can see what you've because you put it on the group chat and I've got it here right in front of me.
Yeah, I can see it now as well. But so new music, not necessarily a new band. Heard of them quite a while ago now. There's a band called Normandy.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a new album out, and the track off that album is called Holy Water.
Okay, cool.
Need to listen
have a
to
listen.
that. Yeah.
I remember when you turned me on to Normandy actually, and then like I just listened to this band. They're really cool, and you showed me like this huge sounding song, and then ever since then I've just been listening to them for I don't know over a year. So
Absolutely cracking band.
Yeah,
I just remember Dave turning me on.
Yeah, went to see this band
Daily.
with Hands Like Houses actually in Birmingham at the Asylum. Great live act and just a cracking album. So yeah, Holy Water.
Awesome. So my number 2, new music that you can't, new music that you are digging right now. I chose Degenerates by A Day to Remember. Now, this part's opinion in the group because I quite like the new album, but then
we think it sucks.
Degenerates it's got a jam to it, man. Like the way it is, the way it's Either way, I'm not going to defend myself. That's my choice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I might have been influenced from our good friend Dave Stewart. He does a lot of reviews on new music, so big shout out to Dave Stewart. I
can't believe he hasn't come up in the podcast until episode 4.
Yeah, big up to Dave.
We can talk about him towards when we talk about Falling Faster as well, because when I was watching the videos of Falling Faster today, he seems to feature in every single video that those guys have.
Brilliant. But yeah, he's done a really sort of unbiased review on that album, and I did read that first before I listened to it, so that might have influenced me. But I just think, A Day to Remember, loved them back in the day, but I just feel like they've fell off the wagon.
Do you know what influenced me to probably not like the album so much? Was our group chat when Dan goes, has anybody listened to the new Day to Remember album? And Dan and Tom and I say, no, why? It's shit. I'm like,
Don't listen to it.
So I think I listened to 4 tracks and it was a bit like the new You Me at 6 album. Same sort of thing. I had a friend text me and say, have you listened to the new You Me at 6 album? No, why? Don't.
Yeah.
Big up Johnny Brooks.
Yeah.
So, this one's I like this question more so. Guilty pleasure tracks, because why not? Can I start with this one?
Start,
guys?
yeah.
Cool. So my guilty pleasure track, which is a banging track, it's from the Mulan soundtrack, the Disney, not the new one, the what's it called, the older one, and it's the I'll Make a Man Out of You by Donny Osmond one.
Never watched Mulan.
Dude,
let's get down
to business. You know it.
To defeat.
It's just such a class song. Anyway,
can we do a cover of a Disney song when we jump back onto our covers?
I reckon we should. Let's get some.
There may or may not be another group out there that probably would do a little bit better than us.
Yeah, definitely. But we got to jump on that. I mean, Christ, there's groups out there that do covers better than us. But
we should just do a sound. We should just do a soundtracks.
Okay.
Album
Throw in a suggestion out there then. Lost in the Woods from the
from
the new Frozen movie.
Boom. Yep. I second that. Outvoted Tom. Bye.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the Dan and Dave Show.
This is the Dan and Dave Show. Suck it, Tom.
Oh man, you're already beating us from last time because you guys have got a jingle.
We got a jingle now.
The button I have is suck my. Right. Okay. So Dan, guilty pleasure, please, dude.
Hands down, gotta be Nicki Minaj, Super Bass.
Wow.
Superb ass.
Absolutely. Fantastic song. It's one of them ones, and I shouldn't like I'm a huge old school hip hop fan, Busta Rhymes, Old Dirty Bastard, Wu-Tang Clan, so I shouldn't really like Nicki Minaj, but that song with the rap at the beginning, yes, I know all the words to it, yes, it is my karaoke track, and yes, I will do it if I am slightly drunk, word for word. It's just a good track. I think I like it so much because whenever I remember first listening to it, and I was like, I just immediately got a drum rhythm in my head for it. I was like, I could do a really good drum cover of this. And then I just fell in love with it, and it's amazing.
No judgment.
No judgment.
Dave?
Sorry. Large pause. Pause for suspense.
It's okay.
Yeah. So for anybody that knows me and Charlie, you'll know that we watch a TV show called RuPaul's Drag Race. Wicked show. Great entertainment. Lip Sync for Your Life, bitches.
Yes.
Love it. Absolutely great show. So there's a particular drag queen on the show called Trixie Mattel. They are an amazing, absolutely amazing country artist. Like, they play guitar, like just killer songs. And there's a song called Moving Parts by Trixie Mattel. It's a very softly written country song.
Cool.
But again, not even a guilty pleasure. Not a guilty pleasure at all.
It's just badass.
It's just it's very country. It's very soft, but it's amazing. Lyrically, it's just really, really lovely. It's a great song, and would like to do an acoustic solo cover of it at some point because it's a great song.
I'm looking forward to checking it out on the playlist. To be fair,
me too. Definitely.
There's a couple of them that
Bit of one out of left field, but
no, I like it. I like it definitely, and another country track in there, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
country is taking over the world.
It is. So, you've heard our playlist choices now. So, we'll also feature the other two bands that are going to be on the podcast later on as well. Shall we start talking about our main topic for this evening, gentlemen, which is, of course, genre. So, we'll talk about, what's your like standout genre? Like, if I looked at your Spotify, Dave or Dan, whoever jumps up first, if I looked at your Spotify or like your end of year review, which one is it gonna? Which one? What's your number one listen to genre? Without looking at it, just tell me now which one.
Not a track, but a genre.
A genre. So So what's your top of the list?
It's metal music.
Straight away,
metal music.
Dan?
Same. Rock metal music. It's
That's surprising for you. I thought it would have been a hip hop thing.
So did I.
Yeah, I would have thought so as well. I've got, it's one of them ones, like on my Spotify playlist, I've got my hip hop, but I think mostly because, like, particularly last year when like gyms were open and stuff like that, I listened to my rock and metal music in the gym, so naturally Spotify picks up on that and says that's what you listen to most. If I'm driving in the car, it's hip hop. If I'm driving in the car with Laura, it's sort of country music. But I think the top one for me, if somebody said the one genre that you've got to have for the rest of your life, would probably be rock and metal. And you're talking like Architects, Beartooth, that type of feel. Like, you're probably an old school metal.
Yeah, I suppose I like new bands that have a sort of old school metal feel rather. So, really, really heavily into a band called Silosis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Silosis.
Huge fan of Silosis. So the first track that I ever heard them do was a track called it's a funny name, Teras, Terrace, but it sounds like terrace. But
I'm a tear your ass.
That's got that very old school metal sort of triplet sort of feel to it. So yeah, Silosis definitely metal for me, 100%.
Awesome. You both looking at me like, waiting for it. I'm an open book, man. You know straight away it's going to be pop punk. Shock horror. It might just say Blink. It might just say Blink 182. It might even give you a genre.
Blink.
Yeah.
Honestly, Tom will go to sleep and his Spotify will just come on and be like, "Where are you?"
Oh, that's tickled the out of me, that one. That's really, really good.
Fair play, man. Fair play.
Oh, fair play.
But yeah,
I think up there, because it's one of those weird ones, because I think mine would be the rock and metal, but it would easily transition into that, because you can easily you've got your Architect sort of style, which is your heavy metal. Then it'll filter down into your Beartooth, which have got some like really sick melodies, even though Architect's new album, shout out to that, absolutely fantastic. And then it would filter down into sort of 4 Year Strong vibe, Simple Plan, State Champs, down all into that. And then eventually it'd go all the way down to your classic pop, like McFly.
Yeah.
Big McFly fan.
Yeah, massive. And like, I was sort of coming back to that sort of the mix, having different mixes of stuff. What I used to do when I was traveling a bit work-wise was when I heard a song on the radio that I liked. So like, because I used to listen to a lot of Radio 1, like, because obviously otherwise it's just going to sap my data whilst I'm driving around. So I used to listen to a lot of Radio 1, and I used to just add to a playlist of stuff that I really liked. So I've got one here that's 19, so referring to 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's like Charlie XCX on there.
Oh,
there's the Chainsmokers on there. There's a band called Goldfinger on there as well.
Goldfinger, yeah.
Good Charlotte, Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Then there's like Sigrid, Ellie Goulding, Newfound Glory, Blink, Simple Creatures, which is Mark Hoppus and Alex Gaskarth.
Yes.
From All
From All Time Low, yeah.
Youngblood as well. I don't know if you guys have heard much Youngblood.
Youngblood, yeah. Did a song with Bring Me the Horizon, didn't it?
Man.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to show you. Right, okay. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about this later.
He's good. He's
but,
good, yeah.
So what we're saying is eclectic, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean, with that playlist, and I mean, I can share that playlist, to be fair, because I think it's quite a good little playlist of stuff that I've sort of built up during that year that I liked. It was sort of like my year in review, but just chosen by me rather than Spotify. But again, it's just got loads of stuff on there that is just stuff that I've heard during that year. I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then on the same hand, I've got a country playlist that was made in the same year, or like, you know, it's. I don't think a lot of people have got in their head that I like this type of music, and then they will listen to like the functions that I have on Spotify or Apple Music, like the radio station. So you can say, "Oh, Blink 182 radio," where it will play a Blink song, but then it will also play like a song by like, I don't know, Simple Plan, or like something that's similar, sits within the genre.
Artist.
Yeah. But we don't discriminate at all. Like we've got such a massive mix between the three of us of music that we listen to. I think that's cool though, because like when we start writing our own stuff, like when we've started putting songs together, like unknowingly we're drawing influences from like pop songs and then metal songs, and then I think that's why when me and you when we're writing songs together, Dave, that's why you pull such like you can make a metal riff, bring it in, and then between the two of us it works out like a 4 years strong metal pop punk fusion of exactly what we want it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think being so big into music, you end up loving all types of music. Like there's probably music genres where I'm just like, I don't really dubstep. Not a huge fan of it, but I understand the nitty gritty in writing it and sort of how it's written. But for me now at this age, it's different genres of music depending on what I'm doing. I'll have a genre of music I'll listen to if I'm driving. I'll have a genre of music I'll listen to if I'm in the gym. Like, I've gotten to the point now where I can't really listen to music with lyrics whilst I'm working.
Yeah.
So
you get distracted or want to sing along, or...
Yeah, I am massive on piano. I absolutely adore listening to tracks on the piano. I like listening to new age tracks done on the piano. But I will sit and I will listen to Bach, Beethoven, Chopin whilst I'm working. So I'll listen to classical, and then I'll get out my seat and go to the local shop, and Architects will come on.
So here's the thing then. We're talking about genres.
Dave's nuts are falling out.
Yeah. Let's not talk about
There's
that.
a huge hole in my shorts. We're talking about genres, and each of us our favourite genre, if we have to pick one, obviously. Where does that come from?
How do you mean?
So I know, and it's me just thinking about it, just off the top of my head right now, but I know that the reason that I like rock and metal music is because of wrestling.
The intros, man.
I get what you mean.
Not even just because of that, but it's like you... SummerSlam at some point or whatever, and they had Bodies by Drowning Pool as the theme song.
Trapped Headstrong.
Exactly.
And I always remember it was a Shawn Michaels segment for something, and I'll find it on YouTube. Yeah, Trapped Head. I know exactly what you mean.
And this is what I'm talking. That's sort of like the gateway for me, because I think when I was younger, there was no hard rock or heavy metal in my house. No. There was lots of pop, radio friendly stuff. I mean, I still do now. I love Shania Twain.
You can't be Shania Twain.
Do you know what I mean? This sort of stuff was on in my house when I was growing up. My dad used to listen. He actually purchased this. Shudder. He purchased David Gray's White Ladder. So this is.
I feel the shudder.
This is how far away from any rock or metal music that I am. So you watch wrestling, and a lot of these wrestlers have got like heavy rock theme songs
Yeah.
and things like that. They've all got these big chunky guitars in them and things like that. Triple H's theme song is Motorhead.
And always has been, like, even down the lines. I know exactly what you mean. I distinctly remember if somebody was saying, okay, so what was your first rock metal influence? MTV Select, before I left for school, Linkin Park, One Step Closer.
There you go.
Remember listening to it, watching the video for it, and I was like, I love that. And I think maybe because of my hip-hop influences growing up, because at that time, me and my brother were big hip-hop fans, Puff Daddy, Mace and all that.
So do you think that the hip-hop thing comes from
Yeah, I think
your brother influencing you? Or like,
well, potentially, because my brother was a and listened to Oasis as well. Fucking idiot.
That's a big beep.
please do not miss that one.
Okay, sorry, I'll say it again. Not really, because my brother's a bit of a and listened to Oasis at the time, God rest his soul.
God rest your brother's soul.
He's not
Oasis.
dead, he just lives in America. But so I think because he started playing guitar, and naturally listening to hip hop music, you can't really play guitar to hip hop music. Back then you really couldn't. Old school Biggie Smalls, Puff Daddy.
There's some cool guitar lines in some of these hip hop songs, and just want to point that.
But if you were starting to learn an acoustic song, would you pick it up and go, I'm going to play a Biggie Smalls song, or would you play an acoustic track? So I think because of the acoustic guitar, he sort of got into like Oasis and Razorlight and all people like that. Naturally, being, brothers, we fought against each other, so I was like, well, I'm going to play the f***ing drums then, and I'm going to drown you out. And then, being a hip-hop fan and then seeing Linkin Park, which was new metal, your Papa Roaches, your Drowning Pools, and your Disturbed, that had like the rap elements in there, that vibed me on to rock and metal. Definitely, 100%. I'm very, very interested as well to see you do a guitar cover of a hip-hop track.
It could be done. I mean, when it
I like a bit of rap.
If anything's not rock or metal or punk oriented sort of thing, then it's pop songs with great guitar stuff in it. Like Bruno Mars is one of the ones that I always come back to. Like some of the guitar, because I think he writes all of his own stuff. Maybe the majority of with a partner.
Co-written with people. I mean,
some of the stuff that he's put together is absolutely ridiculous. Like something as simple as Treasure. And that guitar line,
I love that song.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And it's that sort of stuff that I've never really sat down and I listen to a lot of hip hop, but I've never really sat down and gone, I'm going to do a cover or I'm going to try and play. Do you know what I mean?
I want to see Dave do a cover of Dizzy Rascal.
What song?
Oh. Dizzy Rascal.
Why? See,
just because of Dave's accents and his impressions.
See, my introduction is a bit different to that, in the sense that I can understand why, like you're saying, you had a lot of like pop music and stuff, and like growing up, my mum was into a lot of like R&B and like so like I guess like 90s R&B, but she was big on like Motown and that growing up as well. Yeah. So like there was a lot of that around, like when I was younger, like the R&B stuff anyway. And then my first, and I bought them together. I don't know why I remember. I bought them from Woolworths. Yeah. It was my first two.
Woolies?
Yeah, Woolies. I bought from my first two singles because my mum and dad have always just been like, yeah, you listen to what you want to listen to, sort of thing. Teenage Dirtbag and OPM Heaven is a Half Pipe were my first two singles.
What?
So, like,
this guy got it going on from the very
beginning. I was like pop punk from birth, so
yeah.
I couldn't really like if it's happy, it puts a smile on my face. Like a lot of the time, I'm down for that. So that being said, I do appreciate like the sort of bigger ballady sort of songs like at the same time. So basically, if it was putting a smile on my face, I was happy. Like that's how I sort of got into it. And then so that would have been like, I think they both came out in the year 2000. And then I guess it was shortly after that I started to go into high school, and then obviously you fall into groups then, don't you, with like whether it's based around music or like culture and stuff, and then it just sort of goes from there. So I don't think I was massively like influenced to push towards it. I mean, you hear all the heavy rock stuff on wrestling and that, and none of us can say that we weren't brought up watching wrestling. It was like the biggest thing ever.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you talk about like high school groups, which is like funny because I sat in sort of like two groups. I'm a Grebo. Remember Grebos?
Hang on. Right, Grebo. Let's define.
Educate.
Let's define this because I guess the younger generation aren't going to know what a Grebo is, or will Americans know what a Grebo is?
Probably not. No. How would you define the term Grebo? Let's
Urban
see if Google,
Dictionary. That.
Let's see if Google
It's going to
has
be real
got.
dirty. That.
Yeah.
A Grebo is a person who listens to rock, punk, metal music and doesn't follow fashion trends. I'd say that's false because to be a Grebo, black hoodie, black fingernail polish,
I think
skater jeans.
skater jeans.
The black fingernail polish and the black hoodie thing, I think that's pushing a bit more into the emo territory. But I think definitely the skater jeans that had those handle on them.
With a chain. Did you have the chain?
I've definitely had the chain.
The chain thing that was like back pocket to front pocket for no
The
reason.
big chunky skate like your Vans or Etnies.
Or Adios or whatever they were called. Yeah.
So I fell into the Grebo crowd, and that's when like the heavy metal came out. You know, you sort of Slipknot, Left Behind, People Equal album, Heretic Anthem. So I'm there like you're hanging out with your friends there, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm listening to Slipknot," and I'm there listening to like 50 Cent's new album. So I think like what you listen to, and I'm like Slipknot. I swear it's Slipknot, honestly. And then equally, I also had friends that were rude boys at the time, which are now called chavs. That I also hung
I've
around
never
with.
heard them called that
Yeah,
before.
well, back in high school, it was rude boy. Then the word chav didn't exist when I was in high school. It was rude boys.
Townie. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do
Townies.
remember
I think
Townie.
so.
But I fit into that crowd as well. So I would then be listening to like Linkin Park or something like that on a mini disc player. Remember mini disc players?
Nope.
You.
Never had it.
I had a CD player. Like a big CD one.
Yeah, it was CD player.
But I used to try and fit in my skate jeans whilst I was going down the skate park.
CD player, mini disc player, and then like your MP3 player, and then Bluetooth and that. So I'd be listening to Linkin Park, and people would be like, "What are you listening to?" And I'd be like, "Biggie Smalls." I swear it's Biggie Smalls. Promise.
Dave, what were you going to interject? I want to see what your face was.
I was just going to say tape deck.
Yes.
I had a little Walkman tape player, and I think coming back to Tom's thing where he said about the first singles that he ever bought, like I was never into rock music really as much as what my brother was. My brother was the one to really start wearing those sorts of things and being a Grebo.
Skate culture.
Yeah, definitely skate culture.
Yeah.
And he was on. He used to BMX and things like that. So I remember thinking that "Stay Together for the Kids" by Blink-182 was like death metal.
Wow.
Oh my God, Steve! What the hell is this? It's ridiculous. And you know that basically my brother's first CD that I think he ever got bought by my parents was Wheatus Teenage Dirtbag, and mine was Shaggy. It wasn't me.
What a tune!
And then I think maybe Nelly.
Nelly and Kelly?
No, God, no, not that. Yeah, if you want to go and take a ride, that one, that stuff. So yeah,
amazing.
I was very, very early on. So I've definitely moved away from that. But like you were doing in high school, I was incredibly conscious of what people thought of me. Mm-hmm. So we would be around our friends. We would be at Tom's playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and it's
SSX Tricky,
or listening to CKY.
Yeah, Trivium.
All these really heavier bands and stuff like that, and I really got into it then. But do you know, not as much until I moved out, because I moved to Tamworth in 2002. So not until I really came over here, to be honest with you. So started really heavily getting into that kind of music. But I do distinctly remember my brother sitting and watching Stay Together for the Kids on the TV and thinking that's super heavy, and then my cousin Laura coming to the house in a Slipknot hoodie and sitting in front of my mum and dad's television watching the Wait and Bleed video.
Oh,
that's like a horror film.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, like the kid in the butcher shop.
Yeah.
I'm just no, that's
that's Left Behind. Yeah,
Yeah,
Wait
yeah.
and Bleed is like the
it's the live performance.
video.
But I'm sitting there looking at her, just like, what is wrong with this girl? what happened to you to make this a thing? Like, because she was never like that, and then all of a sudden it was just like Slipknot hoodie, right? And I think that was really my introduction to that genre. But yeah, definitely not something that I suppose I started out with.
So it's quite funny that we're talking about like the skate culture thing, because like a lot of the guys that I used to skateboard with as well, obviously majority, I'm not saying that it's the wrong thing, but like majority were all like pop punk, Blink, Green Day, all that sort of stuff. the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater tracks, basically Goldfinger, all that sort of stuff. But then there was a group of the skaters that we used to skate with all the time that was so like hip hop skaters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So they were like, they didn't listen to anything. So like so obviously you'd everybody would be skating around. Everybody would have their headphones in. They were just trying to like, you know, come up with this like next sick combo or whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And at Tamworth Skate Park as well. Big up to Tamworth Skate Park.
The one that was under the underpass. Yes.
Yeah. So
the OG skate
the
park.
OG skate park. Yes.
Yeah, with the metal half pipe, which you stack it on there, man, you were for life.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah, God, yeah. And you were lucky if you didn't get attacked by a swan.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Horrible stories at that skate park. But that is for another podcast.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, like down there, everybody's got their own music in. Everybody's like skating, enjoying themselves. And then, like you say, it'd be like if somebody take their headphones off. They've got it that loud that you can hear what they're listening to.
Oh, that was standard. You weren't listening to your music correctly if like everybody else couldn't hear it.
Yeah, and it was just like you say, and these like it was the older guys that skate there that were like into the hip hop stuff as well, which was really like that was my introduction more so to hip hop than anything.
Yeah,
because like I hadn't really taken much of an interest in it.
Yeah.
Until then, and like I say, I'm quite happily listening to hip hop all day long now. Like
Damn right.
I love. I mean, there's so many different artists from that genre. I can't even go into it. Again, because I'm a big Blink fan, the whole Travis Barker doing so much hip hop stuff as well.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Straight to the front of your, you know, subconscious, because you're just like, well,
hip-hop
I
beats
love what
in
he
the
does there,
songs.
but then he does like hip hop beats in a Blink song, and then you see it in context when he's done stuff with like, you know, he's like Wiz Khalifa and all these other guys, and they're like, and you're like, man, this works as well as it does with a punk rock song as it does in a hip hop song. And it's just, it's crazy. It's cool.
Yeah, and I think if you put the genres in, like, if you were to look at it like a family tree type style, they do blend together. So you get your rock, and then that comes down to your new metal, and then that goes down to your rap, and it flows. Like, it just flows like that. And then you got your punk to your pop to your actual commercial pop.
They're all like an evolution of each other in some way, shape or form. Like it's branched off in different ways, different cultures, different, you know, backgrounds, different, you know, it's different social standing as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think
not to get too political.
Yeah, no, I think we can all agree that no matter what genre you're doing, writing a song is hard. Like you get those songs that are easy, but when you're in with a producer and you look at like the amount of stuff that they sometimes like put in songs, like you mentioned Bruno Mars, and you listen to some of his songs, and there'll just be things in the background. Somebody will have a fucking maraca, and you'll just hear it there slightly in the background. And you're like, at what point when they wrote that did somebody sit there and go,
that needs maraca?
That needs a maraca just in the background. Like,
I tell you what, there's certain songs that Dave has ruined for me because he's gone. Have you heard that halfway through there's a whistle in that 5 song?
Dude, if you're getting down, baby. Right.
I want it now, baby.
So that song, go back, listen to it. There's a football whistle, and I don't know who pointed. This may have been Becky that put. I'm getting really angry now.
Ruined the song for me.
Honestly, it's like, and I'm innocent right now. I want to listen to 5. Don't fucking ruin it for me with the whistle. I think it was Becky. She's like, have you ever noticed that it's just like every 4 bars?
Thing is, it's not even. If you listen to it, Dan, it's genuinely not even like. It's so blatant and. It's just wrong, Dave. It's just wrong, like the way that it just... Oh.
They weren't no Backstreet Boys. Just pointing that out there.
And on that note...
Where's the Woody?
Yeah.
This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the first time we've seen Woody on this episode.
Big up your man, Woody.
I feel like we need more Woody. What else have you got for us, man?
I don't know. What's it?
Howdy, partner. My name's Sheriff Woody.
Yeah, we know.
Fart count.
Oh, Jesus. I hope it doesn't smell. I've got heartburn. I could throw up at any time.
Let's throw a little spice on it.
Okay, so if somebody said to you, you're going to wipe a genre off the face of the planet right now, what would it be?
Mumble rap.
That's a good one, man, and I think I'd second that.
That's a superb good one, because as a big hip hop fan, I fucking despise mumble rap. Big.
Tom,
I
ask
don't
me
even
again.
know how this is a genre.
Ask me again.
Dave, go. What if you could wipe any genre off the face of the earth? What would it be?
N-dubs.
Whoa. Dappy's going to come round here and he's going to hit you with that iguana penis that he's got. Whoa. N-dubs were good, man.
No.
My wife will fucking fight you for that.
Let me phone her right now.
Phone her right. N-dubs were fucking awesome. Man, seriously.
Why can
Google.
I've got this image of Dan using a Sony Ericsson to play N-dubs on the back of the bus on the way to school.
That's how I met my wife. N-dubs, honestly.
At school?
No. Go and fucking Google Dappy's penis and you'll be fucking scared that you even said that.
Oh, another thing that I've got to cut out, talking about Dappy's dick.
But no,
Reach
N-dubs.
for the sky.
No, N-dubs are good. Do you know what? I think you've stolen my answer there with mumble rap.
Mumble rap's a good one to say that we'd drop off the face of the earth. Maybe unpopular opinion with some listeners, but I doubt it. We're all very like-minded in our little group.
Mostly.
But yeah. Why do
Put it on a t-shirt. Mumble rap. Prom night rejects. EST 2020.
Do you know what? I think for me, house music.
That's
That
quite generalised, though, isn't it?
No.
Do you mean
house
just
music-
like
No, so you've got your old school you've got your old school dance music. You know, like
Same song 4 hours.
Pretty green eyes. Like,
Is that-
that sort of dance.
I was going to
music.
say that's dance music.
Yeah, dance
right?
music.
DJ
The house
Sammy.
music is like what you're saying. That constant 20 hours of like fuck off.
What makes me laugh is I can't remember where I was, but I remember it might have been on a plane or something, and me and Hayley were going away somewhere, and there was two guys in front of us, and one, I'm sure I told you about this, Dave. There's two guys in front of us, right? And they're sat there and they're like sharing headphones, so one of them's got one of them's got the other, and they're like,
How are they going to get the true stereo feel?
"Oh
with
man!" To be fair, the they were listening to. Anyway, he's like, "Man, you've got to listen to this sick beat, right? This is the latest music that this guy has released. I don't know who the it was." And he's like, "It is amazing." And he's like, "Yeah, man, put it on." And I'm like, I'm just interested, so I'm like being nosy, like looking between the seat, and it's like 25 minutes long. So I'm like, what the is 25 minutes long?
It's a Metallica intro.
Man, I wish. So he puts it on, and it's loud enough so everybody can hear it on the plane. And all it is like, and then every I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, it'll be like, and I'm like, man, are these guys f***ing brain dead or something? Like, I can understand completely what you mean, because it's like there's something that me and Dave, or anybody with a laptop, and I mean like a f***ing high school kid, could just go, yeah, I'm just going to put that loop continuously, and then every now and then I'm just going to put somebody hitting a f***ing ride bell, so it'd be like boom, tss, and then every 24 bars it goes ding, bing, and then it's like f***ing this is a house music phenomenon.
Yeah, and the that they put in there, like you listen, like you say, it's that beat going over and over and over again, and then eventually you'll just hear whoa. And you're like, what the f***? Like, it's not quite dubstep, it's got no lyrics to it, it's got no vocal, like f*** off, honestly.
It's literally the musical equivalent of when somebody's trying to paint their masterpiece and they trip and fall and spill the paint can on the canvas and go, brilliant. It's like, you made that by mistake. You just kept looping it over and over and over. You got super stoned, and then literally made this music track.
And then I think potentially another unpopular opinion, but probably with the oldies, jazz music. It's like you've thrown a bunch of instruments down the stairs and gone, I love it. Love it.
I literally couldn't disagree with you more on that point.
I do like
Name
jazz
me
music,
a good jazz song.
I don't need to name you a good jazz song. I just need to say, like, jazz musicians are more proficient in theory than... They're like scientists of the music world, aren't they?
So they should get in their lab and shut the up.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just not a fan of jazz music, and I should be as a drummer.
What's happened to Woody?
Woody, I was trying to break up what could have been an awkward fight, and it just didn't happen.
No.
Woody, help me!
I completely
Hey,
get where
Dan.
Dave's come from. As a drummer, I should love jazz music, but I just hate it.
Oh my string!
Oh yeah. Tickle fight.
You got to appreciate what is involved in jazz music. Surely, like like Dave said, the proficiency of musicians are like I said like before about appreciating certain musicianship and things.
Agreed.
It's like you don't have to like. Charlie doesn't like Metallica. Another Stevie J mention, maybe not the first one here.
That would be the first one of episode 4.
Steve. doesn't like Metallica, but understands and appreciates what they have done for the genre. It's like if you're really really f***ing stupid and you don't like Black Sabbath, then get the out. Mirroring Dan's sentiment, get the out of it. But if you got to appreciate that the forefathers of a genre.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They shaped.
But everything, 99.9% of stuff that we listen to, everything comes from the blues.
Agreed.
Everything comes from the blues.
That's not jazz.
Doesn't matter whether it's jazz or not. I said 99.9%, didn't I?
Okay.
I got 99 genres and jazz ain't one. Hit me.
I love it. Dave's like, if you don't like the forefathers, he's like, would spaghetti and meatballs be a better reference? Well, yeah, consider we're in America. Big Daddy.
Oh.
I feel like we need an intro for Stevie J.
Like wrestling music
Like
intro.
a proper... And coming in at a strong 130 pounds.
In his pants. Could it be something like American Dad, like Steve-O Johnson.
Oh, Stevie, we love you.
Dave, we're recording that this week.
Oh, I love it.
I knew there was a reason that I got a degree in music production. It was to record that jingle. Right. Guys, we're going to wrap up talking about this now, and we're going to play a song.
Yes,
we all down? So, we're going to play a song by a band called Beyond Recall. Now, Beyond Recall, again, friends when I was touring with Elf, and these guys were by far probably the most professional band that I've ever come across. So they were just in on time, everything had its place, everything was flight cased, it was just meticulously planned, everything was crazy good.
And that's saying something from a guy who shared a stage with Right Said Fred.
Indeedy.
So have we.
Maybe.
Midlands Music Festival, Chico, I said Fred.
Where's Woody?
I'm sorry.
I'm just really glad that you remember these bands that you play with, because I can't remember one that I've played with.
These are all bands, so thank you very much to everybody that's let us play their music so far as well, because it's such good music that we're just it seems, we want to be able to support music whether you're still doing it or not. It's amazing music, and it's whether it's bringing it to new people that haven't heard it yet or people that have heard it, and it's like it takes me back to tour times or takes me back to when I used to go and see these bands or whatever. I don't care, but it's wicked that we get to play it. So we're going to play a song now by Beyond Recall. It's called Wonder. Great song, really, really into this one. So I hope you all like it.
I've been dying in this room to write a song that you will dance to. So I've got one thing left to prove. Convince you that this place is made for us. I'm gonna take this world and taste the time, a place for us to wonder. Show you right, show you why. If I'm giving you up, I'd be falling apart. It's all a lie to show you right.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Big time Unit 6 vibes.
Yeah, man.
A lot of energy.
Yeah. Like I was just saying before we came back on, like, those guys, like all of the Beyond Recall guys, awesome. They were super professional. Like the whole time we toured with them, they always knew what was going on. They had their shit together. So much energy live as well. Like, that's another song, like we said last time, that I didn't see them play live because it was obviously released after the fact. But yeah, awesome song. Love that one. Your thoughts? You said Unit 60 vibe. Is there anything else?
Dave said, I said Unit 6. Dave said Unit 6. Just a great pop track. It just doesn't... At no point does somebody just hit the, like, slow down button. It's just constant all the way through. I love it. Really, really good.
Zayd's vocal range in that as well. Like, I think some of the older stuff doesn't show it off as well as that song does.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
It's one of them songs you'd be like, right, we're going to play that first because we'll have all the energy.
Everybody.
Don't put that as the last track because we're going to have no energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Zayd's actually doing something really cool as well now. So he's got, he's part of a company called CoSound, which is a music industry only app. So it's basically about starting conversations and collaborations and stuff between artists and
awesome
managers, other artists, all that sort of stuff. So I'll see if we can get him on at some point because that'd be cool to have a chat with him about that.
Link in the description.
Yeah, why not? So musicians out there, everybody that's listening, yeah, it'll be cool because it's, like I say, it's all about talking, having conversations with people that you wouldn't usually have the chance to. So, who's going to introduce this one? Because we all love...
I'm going to let Dave take the reins on this one with our boys.
Me and you talk all the time.
Do, and I think this will be the first time Dave has potentially introduced a track. No, you did Green Eyed Lover on the first podcast. So here we are, podcast 4. Let me hear it, big boy.
This is a band that we've all known for quite a long time.
Yes.
Again, another band that has been around. They're not...
Forever.
Been around for a long time. They're not actually nobody is, but they're not a gigging band anymore. They're
No.
Not technically still producing music or anything like that, but it's a band called Falling Faster.
Big up the Falling Faster boys.
Much love.
They're incredible. We love them. They're literally like... I remember going to see them playing shows and just loving how energetic they all were. Like even when Elliot was playing guitar with, then he moved over to vocals and stuff like that. I just always thought that they were really, really solid, tight, well put together band. Great sound as well. They've got a lot of time and effort into making a sound that's clear but punchy and stuff. So
they were established. They were established before us, weren't they, Dave?
I believe I think they were. They were around before After Hours came onto the scene.
I'm sure I saw them at the Palace before we played a gig at the Palace, and Tom, you toured with them as well.
Yeah, we did. To be fair, mate, we did. Yeah, we have loads of cool memories of Falling Faster. Like they were. I always remember when I first started with Elf and stuff. Like they were the band that I was probably most envious of because like they were making the music that I was listening to at the time. Yeah, more so like not female fronted. It was. I just really enjoy everything about that those guys did. So it was. I'm really looking forward to listening to this one. It's going to bring back some memories. Love it.
Yeah, so definitely a band that we've all sort of. Not grown up around, but we've definitely matured as musicians around and stuff, and we absolutely love these guys to bits. So this is a song by Falling Faster, and it's called Never Lose Your Heart.
Link in the description.
Say you can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. But how'd you make a future when you're hung up in the past? They say you can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. But how'd you make a future when you gotta let things go?
it. Love it, love it, love it. You Me at 6 before You Me at 6.
Yeah, I like I say, I love those guys anyway. So we've got so much like positive and like amazing memories with those guys. And then that song as well, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it's got a feature from the singer from Dangerous Summer in it as well, which I think was the middle section, which is pretty awesome.
Very well produced as well.
Yeah.
Like for that time, which was done at Outhouse.
Oh yeah, I think all of Falling Faster stuff was done at Outhouse to some extent.
There's a you use the word sheen.
Sheen.
There is a sheen to it.
Yeah,
it's like a sparkle almost. It's like a very commercially crystal clear sound.
It's got the
yeah.
balls behind it, like
Yeah.
it's chunky and it's got like.
Lewis has always had the sickest guitar tone. And such a good sound.
Yeah.
Really, really good sound.
Yeah, so I just love those guys. Thank you to Elliot as well for giving us the thumbs up to play it.
Yeah, definitely. And brush your gear off, because at some point we want to do a nostalgia gig. So get practicing, boys. 'Cause
We went down this road actually. So
We
just a shameless thing quickly, and not to digress too much, but September 2019, we did an evening at the old club Vertigo, where we a bunch of us guys and girls, we all got together and stuff and had a bit of a night and played some old music and stuff. Just like you say, a bit of a nostalgia trip, trip down memory lane type of thing. Me and Charlie, we'd spoken about potentially doing some more of those moving forward. Obviously, everything that kicked off last year, we all know.
Yeah.
So I think definitely that's something that we could definitely do if we put another night on.
Yep.
Play some of these old bits and bobs of music and get some of the old guys there and stuff, and then potentially would absolutely love to do a show like a nostalgia type show for as many people who would like to be involved with it.
Yeah.
For I mean, I know that I'd spoken to Elliot prior to now.
Yeah.
And we'd mentioned it and we'd had a conversation over Facebook about it. And we've all got kids. It's all down to logistics now, isn't it?
It can be done. It can be done with the right planning. It can be done. And Falling Faster have got to play it.
Open invitation.
Yeah, Elf would have to play it. After Hours would have to play it. Big up Stevie J. He can bring whatever band he wants to come and play it. 100%. It's got to be done. All those nostalgia ones.
I've noticed the Steve love as well is increasing as we go through. Have you noticed? Like he got like
he's going to get his own intro. I told you.
Honourable mentions in like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Now
by podcast 10, it's just going to be like, do you remember Steve? And then when we steved on each other's Steves.
Yeah. So Steve, as you probably are listening, we want a segment with one of your bands. We want to showcase one of the bands. So send us a track. Send us some love.
We know that you've been working on...
Yes, we do.
I've definitely been working on Ghosts with Tom.
Yes.
So
we want to feature it.
Get it done.
Send it in. We want it. Like we want you.
That wasn't creepy at all.
Okay, so let's wrap it up, gents.
Who's doing that? Dave, you need to start thinking of a character.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up podcast number 4. Dave, in the voice of... We're just calling Dave's impressions out now. In the voice of... Let's think of something really good. Dan, have you got anything off the top of your head?
I'm trying to think of like... I don't know. I'm trying to... Dave just does awesome impressions.
Okay.
South Africa.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I want to hear a South African
legit
Dave.
one I can't do. You found it. You've hit my Achilles heel right there, and legit cannot do that. It's such a freaking difficult accent to try and pull off. It's
Russian Dave?
That's a bit then, yeah. Da.
Oh, no.
See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Mother yours.
It's Wednesday, not Thursday.
Do not release on Thursday.
No, Dave.
It's got to be German. We need German Dave. Because he knows a bit of German as well. So this is the end of podcast number 4. We hope you've enjoyed it.
We've been Prom Night Rejects.
Yeah, please like, please share, and to send us out, here is German Dave.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. It's been wonderful to have you here. Good night. God bless. Why are you laughing? laughing at me?
Seriously, all sincerity. Thank you very much for listening again. Love you all.
Dan's given up.
I've got tears.
Have a great evening. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Dave's going to go reserve some sunbeds. Bye-bye.